Alrighty, so this is a pretty thin lid, except in the center, about a quarter's diameter. It's a little heavy there, and I'm not fond of the big curve here, so I'm going to not flatten it, but I'm just going to take the peak off. So my concern is that if I apply pressure, downward pressure, to remove that clay, being that this clay is so soft, without any support underneath, I might crush the lid. So here's the trick. You have to put an amount of clay in the middle, make sure it's good and stuck, which I haven't properly done yet. Get it in the center. You don't need too much of a point. You need it high enough so that it just catches the underside of the lid. All right, now it's a little bit high, just a touch down. I think I went a little too far. And then, all right, yeah, you should feel a little resistance. Let's bring that up just a touch more. And then when I push down, I want to have nice soft plastic, a little bit of plastic over that, because that soft clay, you don't want it to stick to the lid. Oh, that's perfect. So I push it down, make sure that this is in the center, not quite, meet the center. That should be good. A couple little pieces of clay. And this lid should not go anywhere. So from about here, notice again, I'm going to use the narrow part of the tool. From here, I'm just going to go straight across. And look how steady that lid is now. Remember when it was on top of the container? It was jumping all over the place. It really was. This is the best way to trim it, but I've done it that way too. I'm holding the tool steady. I'm just shaving off a little bit of the extra. Now let's see if we can tap this. This is going to sound solid because there's a piece of clay under it. Yeah, that's done enough. All right, so while we're here, we're going to take some clay, a little bit more. Just a little water on my hand, make a ball. I don't have a scoring tool, so I'll use this. That should be enough. A little bit of water. And now, I'll make a ball. This isn't quite enough. I add water to the palm of my hand, and I roll the clay into the palm. Try to combine that clay that was a little stiff. Okay. Now I'm going to, remember there's support underneath. I'm going to push and turn at the same time. I'm pushing and spreading my fingers. Not that dramatically, of course, but I'm pushing and spreading. I'm spreading that ball of clay out onto the lid. And then I'm going to secure it with a little bit of water. And then what I do is I throw a new little pot. Get a couple of fingertips wet. I try not to push down without support. See, there's support under here, pushing down, but there's support. A couple of things to do here. How do you like to do this? I don't like to do a draw pull. So I'm going to open this up, get in there with my fingertip, and pop some air bubbles, because that really wasn't mixed. The clay wasn't mixed too well. Open it up nice. Bring this up a little bit. Now I'm thinking about how glaze is going to look inside this. Let me try something here. A lot of times what I do is I will, oh, I like that. I'll have a pool of glaze in here, and a different glaze on the outside. And that little pool will be teased to what's on the inside of the pot. Now see, I don't like the way that's square in there, so I'm going to soften that. It's like making a mini pot. Maybe it's a little V. Yeah, that's okay. So that is the top for the little canister.